Angie Senger with Old Men Stories Opry on a beautiful Thursday afternoon in Champlin with Red Johnson.
That's
Hey,
right.
Red.
How are you doing?
Great.
That's
Thanks
good.
for having us over again
Well,
today.
Thanks for coming. You really put yourself out to do these old man stories.
Oh, this isn't putting myself out. I am
Oh.
honored to come and spend the afternoon over here with you and Flo at your beautiful home. It's a beautiful day.
And the older man, you don't find an older one than me.
You said it.
Yeah. Well, it beats the alternative.
Oh,
Yeah.
doesn't it? Just doesn't it? Well,
Yeah.
I was excited to come over and talk with you about your brand new CD project, and it just got done. As a matter of fact, it just got done
Today.
because it wasn't done a couple days ago when
No,
I called
I
you.
was working on it this morning yet.
Oh boy! So
And,
it's hot off the press and brand new songs by Red Johnson. 14 new songs,
Yeah. They
and
are.
some you've been working on for a lot of years.
Yeah, most of them. A lot of them.
You
Sometimes
just
I
went back in the bucket and reached in and
go back and dig them out. And if the idea is solid, go for it. And start working on it. And when I was recording this, I wanted to come up with some other songs. So I got a stack like that on there. So I sort through and let's work on this one. And then ding it up a little bit and come off all right. So we record it. And
so you've still got a whole bunch more waiting in the wings, huh?
yeah, this one I wrote in 1979, mostly. I could pretty much had it all. But
And what's the name of this one?
I'm dotting the I's with tears.
You're dotting your eyes,
The
or you're
eyes.
dotting these eyes?
No, the
the
note.
letter I.
The letter, yeah.
The letter I.
Yeah.
You're dotting your eyes with tears.
Yeah,
So what made you write this one?
I don't know.
So this wasn't
Just
something.
thought it was a good idea.
It just came
Yeah.
to you somewhere along the
Because
line.
I'm writing tonight this letter of plight. Darling, please read it when it comes to your door. If the ink's slightly blurred and you can't read each word, my heart's feeling pain like never before.
Oh, this is a real touchy one, huh?
Yeah. You are not.
Yeah, he says.
You are not treated right. I can see that tonight. Am I really as bad as you now seem to think? If I didn't love you, would I be begging of you? These tears just won't dry as fast as the ink. And then I'm dotting the I's, dotting the I's, dotting the I's with tears. Begging you, please, and crossing the T's. Crossing the T's and begging you, please. I'm dotting the I's with sad, lonely tears. That's the gist of the song. It's a fast waltz.
Okay, so that you don't get your heart broken when you're listening to these words, you pepped it up a little bit
Well, you can do a
to
waltz.
counter that.
Yeah. Then the last line is, if tears ease the pain, I'm not feeling it yet. That's how that goes. You're dotting the I's again. Yeah.
Dotting the eyes. Wow.
You could be dotting your own eyes.
Yeah, I
Well,
think it could work both ways. Oh, yeah, I have my own finger in my eye.
Yeah.
Now, when you start out in the studio, do you record? You sing it and play it first, and then
Yeah.
Terry Nord, with all his magicness,
I take
comes
my.
in and adds. Do you tell him what to add, or does he feel it
No, he
add
does.
as he feels?
He's got the whole thing mapped out in his head. He listens a couple times, and he's got the whole thing mapped in his head. And he leaves the holes for the steel, and leaves the holes for this, that. Or
He's
holes
an
for the
amazing
slots.
technician.
Oh,
isn't
yeah, he is. And then when I go to him, I like to have the freedom of doing it with my own recorder, here at my own pace. If you go in the studio, it's bang, 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 you're paying studio time, you have to get it done. But now I can fiddle with it for months. But when I go to him, I got my keyboard with the rhythm thing on it. It's got a drum and bass. So I use that for my rhythm. I put the guitar on, I sing it, and then I go from there up to him.
And then he
And
adds.
he takes and puts the rhythm.
He adds his magic.
He puts the rhythm piano on.
Now it's a little bit of a
the
hike
bass.
for you to wander all the way up there to Mora. And you're here in Champlin, which is near Minneapolis, and there's lots of big studios around here.
Yeah, for big bucks.
Well, yes.
Terry don't do it for nothing
Terry's
either.
not cheap either, but
No,
he's
not.
about the same as some of the studios I've been to around here.
But I can work with him, and that way I don't have to go chasing after a guitar player. I don't have to go chasing after a bass player. He does all that. It's all in-house, you know.
And I've mentioned that to people, I'm sure you have too, when they ask, where do you go? You say, the studios all have pretty much the same equipment, pretty much the same software, pretty much the same microphones, because they all brag about their expensive microphones. But what you need to find is a technician and an engineer that'll listen to you.
Put it together
and
for you.
work with
Put it
and
together,
listen to you and put your thoughts into it rather than their ego.
Yeah, him and John Voight started that studio, and I was involved with it when it started too. They got some of my old equipment up there that I helped them get going with. The microphone they use is one I had here, and I traded it to them for recording.
Wow, that's a good deal.
Yeah, when John Voight was alive, him and Terry were dynamite. I mean, they'd work off each other and hang
Can't
on.
beat that, huh?
Hang on. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't beat that when you're lucky enough to find that.
But we
kind of a
lost
duo.
John 4 or 5 years ago, and I miss him a lot. But Terry's doing okay now. Terry is blind, and I think when you're blind, you got that extra sense.
I
There's
was
a lot of blind
amazed
musicians.
the few times I've played with him, and just amazed at what he can do.
He'll take a skill saw and try to cut with it. Yeah.
Well, let's get back with dotting the I's with the tears.
Okay.
And we'll hear what you did and what Terry Nord did and everybody else that had their hands in this project. And we'll be the first ones to get to hear it.
You will.
Dotting the I's with Tears by Red Johnson.